You're listening to Tapped In, Buncombe County's half hour to empower on WRES 100.7 FM in Asheville. Listen up and get tapped into local important resources, information, and topics. Learn more about the topics of today's show at buncombecounty.org. Okay, it's time to get tapped in.
Oh my goodness, it is 2023 in Buncombe County. Yay. And if you hear my voice, that means you're tapped in. I'm here today, Zakia Bell Rogers, with my wonderful co-host.
And I'm Leonard Jones.
And we come to you from Buncombe County Communication and Public Engagement, where we are the Cape. So, who's our guest today, Leonard?
We have a very special guest with us today. It's our own supervisor, Miss Rasheeda Hall. She is the Buncombe County's community specialist, community development supervisor, actually, with the Cape. And so we're excited to have her here today to be a little different show, just to learn what, how community engagement evolved here at Buncombe County and her role in that. And so we welcome Rasheeda.
Yay! Thank y'all so much today.
We're so happy to have you, and we're going to be on our best behavior because
Please
this is
do.
our supervisor. So, Dr. Jones. So tell us about you. I mean, you're a native of Asheville.
I am. I've been a native for a long time. That's what a native is. Mm-hmm. And the only time I've left Buncombe County is when I went to college and graduate school. And I was so excited to be able to come back to my county and serve. I mean, when I graduated with my social work degree, I emailed the county management at that time in 2003, and I said, hey, I want to come back to Buncombe County, and I just got my degree in social work. And she said, Rasheeda, I can have you an interview in 2 weeks. And that's how we got started. And I've been here for almost 19 years. Can you believe that? That's a long time.
That is a very long time.
That is a very long time. But it's nice to be able to work for a county that cares about our neighbors, our community. And I think we do a great job trying to figure out the best interests of folks, right? Mm-hmm. Because we've had for years, many conversations. And it can be hard some days. But as long as you have your heart in the right place and you want to get back to your community, you're always going to do a great job. So I am continue to be delighted to work for this county, and we have great leadership. And of course, I have a wonderful team. I've always had a wonderful team, and we just do the work. So we've done a lot. So I know we're here today to talk about how we started community engagement. And it's kind of funny how it started. It's a whole story to this, but I'll try my best to keep it brief because I am a talker. Is that one day we were at lunch, and this is when Zakia and I were in children's services. Yes. And I was a foster care supervisor. And we were talking about a lot of things that was going on in our community, because I think in 2012, 2013, we had a huge number of cases, of child protective cases that involved, at that time, domestic violence, because we lumped everything with domestic violence in 2012. I think we do a better job of saying family violence or intimate partner violence, and separating the two because they are very different. So at that time, it was many cases. I won't name a community because I respect all the communities that we work with, but it was a lot of cases in this particular community about domestic violence and just violence, period. And I said, we need to do something. So Zakia challenged me and said, okay, you want to talk about what are you going to do about it, right? So I said, who are the folks that can talk about how we can help community and just had a passion for our community? Like friends of community, natives of Buncombe County, or connected to our agency. Mm-hmm. So I got this team together, a team of great individuals, and I am going to call out their names because I know what they did for me. So Zakia Bell Rogers, of course. We had Keenan Lake. We had Amy Sanook, Catherine Stracata, who's currently still connected to our agency in some kind of way. And Keenan has his nonprofit. And we had Tadare Bailey, who developed this wonderful computer program that you can put any child's name, age, and it will tell you all the activities in Buncombe County for kids. Did I miss anybody? No. Zakia, I'm sorry if I did.
No, you didn't.
Just excuse it to my heart.
Yes.
But anyway, you know how some people say we need to get an evidence-based model. We didn't do that. We had about 15 questions that we wanted to take out to the specific community. And while that was going on, unfortunately, we had a tragic situation in one of the communities where a young guy, I think it was 5, died at the hands of his mother's boyfriend. Yeah. So we were like, we got to do something. It's just too much violence.
And I have to plug in there, it was the middle of winter.
Yes. So it was cold. And we were doing this, I mean, we did this for a whole year. Mm-hmm. So we went out, this whole team just wanted to make a difference. So we knocked on 81 apartments and said, can you just do the survey? So after we did all that and had some hard conversations with folks, like, why are you coming to this neighborhood? I mean, when you're doing public engagement, you have to earn someone's trust. That's not going to happen overnight. 2 nights, you just got to do it. Yeah. So, and one particularly one that really kind of changed it for me is that, like I said, at the time I was a supervisor and I had to make decisions about, adopting, terminating rights, right? Mm-hmm. So I went into someone's home and she said, I know you. And I said, well, how does she know me? And she bluntly said, you adopted my grandkids out. So I had to sit with that emotion because she didn't do the abuse and neglect. Her daughter did. Yeah. So she never got to see her grandkids again. And I wanted to change that practice to where we can have those conversations. And I was honest with her. I said, I made decisions. It wasn't all my decisions because everything is 2 level based on the information that I had. But I still recognized the pain that she had. Yeah. And I realized that from going to door to door, that a lot of folks in this community, they were having a hard time coming to our agency, which is a helping agency for help. And how can we change that, right? Yeah. So that's what we learned. We learned that a lot of people didn't trust DSS at the time.
A lot of people don't trust systems.
Yes, yes. And how do we change that, right?
Yeah, how do we change that? We changed that by doing the work.
Yes, we did. So
and
we
building
went.
Those relationships.
That's right, and that's one of the values that we have on this team is definitely building relationships and being transparent. Because sometimes we do have to have tough conversations, and we can't make any promises. Mm-hmm. We're gonna all have our differences. So I asked the county management at that time if we can present, and we had this huge presentation and just a meeting like, hey, we're going to have to change our practice when we're interacting with people. So how do we do that? So at the time, our management said, hey, Rasheeda and the group, we're willing to invest money back out in the community, right? So we're Buncombe County. We were great at doing that. But what made it so special is that we invested money in the nonprofits that had already been established in Buncombe County. So to talk about our nonprofits, they're amazing. They're nonprofits who already had relationships with the people they are serving every day. So why not be in partnership with that piece?
Would you like to name some of those?
Yeah. So we have a BIPA. They've been a long time connector in our community. The leadership there, and they really work on some of those disparities in our community. Our partner was Swananoa Valley Christian Ministry at the time. We had Asheville, Buncombe County Christian Ministry, and then we had Manna. We now have Spark. We have always worked with Big Ivy, and that's out in Barnardsville because we want to. When we're talking about equity, we want to work across the board in Buncombe County, right? So let me see if I'm missing anything, Lyndon. I don't think I am. Bounty and Soul. That's a new partner. Thank you for that. So it's just been a great opportunity putting that money back into our communities, investing in that, and just making that connection. Another important piece of that is our investment and connection and collaboration with Manna Food Bank, right? So at that time, Manna has always provided healthy food to our communities before we became a partnership with Manna. So Lee Pettis was the executive director at that time, and she came to me and said, Rasheeda, we want to change the way that we work in community. And I said, well, we want to do that too. So how can we be a pioneer in this together? And she said, I know sometimes when we drop on our food, the kids are playing with it. We've seen that, throwing tomatoes and, considering the cost of food right now, you want to savor all that we have. So we got together, and Amanda came up with this model to set it up like a fresh market. So do you remember that, Zakia
Yes.
and Lenny? You've been out to those,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like you set them up with tablecloths and the names of the food, and you people come in there, and at that time it wasn't pre-packed because we didn't have a pandemic, but people got to come in there and get shop for
I
no
like
cost
how they
food.
used to have the cards
Yes.
in front of the fruit because it
in languages.
yes.
So
it
we
is
was
like- yeah,
that's
and
right.
We
We had language justice
Justice,
a long time
yeah.
ago.
And what was so funny is like when you get a spaghetti squash,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody would just look around, and then you'll see the recipe right there in front of it, and say like, "This is what you can
Or
do."
a cooking demo.
Yeah, or cook. Yeah, the cooking demos
'Cause
were
we-
amazing.
We had the North Carolina Cooperative. I think that's the agency of Raleigh, but they always been with the county to help us with those food demonstrations as well as manna. So it was a great time that we've had that.
Yeah.
And so while doing that, we noticed that people were not only getting food, but they were having conversations with each other.
Yeah, to get to know each other.
That's
They
right.
were building a
Like,
community.
I didn't know you stayed in the building, 4A, and what's your children's name? How long you been in this community? Is your family here? And we started getting like 60 to 70 people at these markets,
Yeah.
right? So we're saying, man, if we getting this many people, wouldn't it be a great idea to share the information about Buncombe County, right? So we started doing that.
The community fair.
That's right.
And that was so great because they would have someone there from Health Choice, someone there from like the YMCA, YWCA.
Mm-hmm.
You have all these organizations that would come together just to give their information to a community, and to see folks engaging and saying, "Wow, this is in Buncombe County. These things are available for my family and I." Because a lot of times when we go home, that's as far as we go. And so with this community engagement, it was like we basically brought Explore Asheville and Buncombe County to them. And so that they could have a way to learn about the community.
Yeah.
So like do you know your neighbors' names?
Not that many.
I know all my neighbors' names.
Yes, well, we know you do. We absolutely know you.
I love all my neighbors. I'm in Candler, so I do. I love all my neighbors. But I'm a native here, and that's important to me. But now, things have truly evolved. Now we're part of a Cape team,
Yes.
which is amazing. The current assistant manager, Keisha Wesley,
Yes.
came up with this wonderful concept. I mean, we've talked about it in the past, and we tried to do it, but she made it happen. But she brought two wonderful teams, communication team and our public engagement team together.
Yeah.
And how awesome is that, the work that we're doing right now? Because the key word too is equity,
Yeah.
right? So we did a lot of the groundwork, and we were only we were only in certain neighborhoods, but we can reach so many people in so many different ways, right? Because we have our publicinput.com. I know you've heard that before.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
We have our having a conversation with Buncombe County, our Buncombe County's Corner.
Yeah.
We have Leonard, who works closely with our faith-based folks in Asheville and Buncombe County.
We have our Public Engagement Alliance.
Yes.
And we also have our Youth Connection and our
Yes.
School and African American Greek Connection
Yes.
as well.
But the most beautiful thing, and the one thing that I'm very proud about, is that we have so many connections and trusted relationships in many of our neighborhoods here. So that's where the heartbeat is in our community, because we can't do this work alone. This government cannot do this work alone. We have to often work with other municipalities. We work closely with our city of Asheville
Yes.
colleagues and other municipalities, especially when we're talking about our wonderful comprehensive plan 2043. We got a whole bunch of initiatives that's coming out in Buncombe County. Z, would you like to talk about our comprehensive plan 2043?
2043.
Yes.
And I know all of you are like, 2043, am I even going to be here? Yes, you are. We're claiming it. So a comprehensive plan is used by local governments as a board, a long-range planning tool for the community. Buncombe County's plan will focus on the next 20-year period. So we're not saying we're going to start in 20 years. We're saying we're going to work from when that plan is completed up to 20 years to have it completed. And how I try to explain it to people is, let's say you're building a housing community, And the things that you can do right now would be like mobile homes. They already come in 2 weeks you can have it done. And then like things that we may take like a couple of years or something, we'll call that a modular. It's already pre-built, but we still have to invite other companies in. And things that may take 10 to 15 years, we call that a traditional stick-built home, where you have to contract and meet and do all these things and meet all these regulations. So therefore, to build a 2043 plan, we have to look at how we're piecing it together. You know, it's like you can't put a puzzle together. You can't put an all-white puzzle together without, you know, some kind of guidance. So the thing is, we have to plan this. What will we be looking for? You know, land uses, infrastructure, and key community needs. We're all talking about infrastructure, especially after this past winter when all the pipes froze and we were out water on Christmas. The Christmas miracle, nobody could take a shower. So
some. I still have my water.
Yeah. I just took a bottle of water, stuck it in the things, and put holes in it. But
it was hard on a lot of families, you know what I mean?
hard.
But what I'm proud of is that we have such a strong leadership and commission, and our relationship with the city of Asheville is like, how do we work together to even, we did a great job messaging everybody out in the community about the issue. People were informed from Buncombe County, so that's what I'm exactly proud about. So yes. You're right.
Yeah, so we're out there, and that is called Code Red, and what we do is that we get that information out. So if you subscribe to this, you're able to get information as we get the information. So it is amazing. So, you know, people are like, well, what are we doing? So right now we're in chapter 4 of the comprehensive plan. And so right now we're going out and we're making sure that everything you contribute actually fits and is in the plan. Are the things that you were concerned about, are they in the plan? And if they're not, tell us they're not. So where are we going to be? So today is January the 11th, but January the 12th, we're going to be at Buncombe County HHS at 40 Cox. And the exhibit is from 9 to 4.
You can actually get to speak to a planner too. So that's important too.
Speak to a planner.
Yes.
Ask a planner.
Yes.
So January the 13th, that's Friday. If you're one of those people who like to dare that day, go on out and ask a planner, 9 to 4 p.m. And then we start moving out into the community. January 18th, West Asheville Library, 10 to 5:45. January 24th, Leicester Library, drop-in exhibit, 10 a.m. to 5:45 p.m. And January 27th at Inca Candler Library, ask a planner on that day from 10 to 5:45. And of course, we'll keep updating you on that and we'll give you more dates as we come. But, you know, we've had more than 3,000 residents to give their feedback.
Yes, which is outstanding. Yes, it is.
You know, and we did a lot of groundwork. We were very boots on the ground with getting information and going to talk to folks.
So, and let me say this too, Zacchaeus, that I know we have them at the library, but please don't fret, because we could be coming to a neighborhood near you. So if you're interested in knowing more about the plan, just give us a call. You know, you want to know more information about your neighborhood, we will come out. We're often at Shiloh Association meeting, East End Associating meeting. We have the Burton Street Association meeting, and we work closely with Poder Emma out in their communities to talk about all our great initiatives with the county. Another thing that we have going on that I'm very excited about, when you're talking about funding and how we can give back to our community, we have the Economic Service receives $7 million infusion for emergency rental assistance. So Buncombe County Services is poised to reboot emergency rental assistance with more than $7 million in funding. The Board of our Commissioners, of course, approved a budget amendment accepting funding from the state's federal allocation, North Carolina, pro-emergency rental assistance in the amount of $7,980,000. So this is going to be a huge initiative in this county. So if you having some issues with, especially in this time of COVID, food prices continue to increase. We're continuing to be in a pandemic. We can help you with financial assistance. if you meet those qualifications. Let me say that. I will not make promises, but funding is very available to rent, mortgage, utilities, and anything that has been impacted by COVID-19 pandemic. So please call our office at 250-5500 to learn more. So this is fantastic. So we definitely want to get this information out.
And please understand, you will need to have proof of income, 2022 taxes, check stubs, or an official letter from your employer. So I don't want you to get there and you don't have that. So just make sure, when in doubt, pick it all up and carry it out. So also you'll need to be at 80% of the median income, the area median income. So that means for one family, that's $45,000. One member, that's $45,000. For two family members, that's $51,400, and three family members is $57,800, and it continues to go up. And if you have more than 5 members, please call Health and Human Services for assistance so they can let you know what your status is.
And we also would like to bring to the residents' attention that Buncombe County also has a new affordable parking program. They heard from community that it's very costly to park downtown, and that's where many of us work. And so the city, Buncombe County, heard that complaint and came up with a program that will offer 150 spots at the Cox Avenue parking deck, which is located at 11 Sears Alley. For $40 per month, this new initiative focuses on the service industry and retail workers, and they are now taking applications. And we just want to remind you that the application was open for 3 weeks, but it closes this Friday, January the 13th. And for after applying, a lottery system will determine who gets the 150 reduced cost parking spots. Everyone else will be put on a waiting list with the chance to get a spot based on attrition. And the eligibility requirements that you must work downtown in the Asheville area within 1 mile of Pack Square. You must earn less than 80% area median income, have a valid driver's license, and have a credit card or bank account to link for payment. Applicants, again, must be age 18 or older. So we strongly encourage that this application is now currently open, and it will close this Friday, January the 13th. But if you work downtown looking for an affordable way to park, this is another opportunity that Buncombe County is trying to address the needs of our community, and especially those that work downtown. So you can complete an application online, and you can find that information at www.buncombecounty.org, or you can also call 828-250-5060 if you need assistance completing that application. So we want to make sure that community is informed about this great opportunity, especially for those who work downtown.
Yeah, because we know our community is our folks. One Buncombe, we're the ones who make the businesses downtown move smoothly, and for our tourists and everything. So the thing is, Buncombe County heard you, and they are responding. And so let's make sure that we get this information out to each other.
We definitely do respond.
And we also just want to bring to your attention that a lot of people don't want to hear about taxes, but there are 4 ways to pay your property taxes. And yes, it is past January the 5th, so you are delinquent if you have not paid your taxes. But don't fret, you still can reach out to buncombecounty.org at tax, or call 828-250-4910 if you have additional questions. And those 4 ways to pay: you can pay by mail with check or money order. You also can pay online at buncombecounty.org/pay taxes. The third way is to place your check or money order in one of the drop boxes, which is located in front of the Family Justice Center at 35 Woodfin Street, or the tax department located at 94 Cox. And then the number 4 way to pay is pay by credit card over the telephone. And you can have your bill handy and call 1-877-690-3729 and enter code 4301 and just follow the instructions. So those are 4 ways to get your property taxes paid. And they're also just, if you have questions, give that a call to find out if there's different ways that you can set up arrangements as well. Our goal is to keep everyone in their homes and just do their responsibility of paying their taxes for the property that you own. So those are 4 ways to pay your taxes here in Buncombe County.
This is good, Leonard. Thank you for explaining that, because what comes with taxes are property values, right? So we're going to have these appeal clinics very soon that the county will be responsible for. But I do want to talk about this wonderful partner. We've been in partners with Physical Legal Services and the London Sky Association of Realtors that are currently having the property value appeal clinics right now.
Yes.
So if you want to learn more about the market value of property and how it affects your property assessment, property taxes, they can help. So we have our next one in January the 12th, Thursday from 4 to 6 at Weaverville Library. And we have one January 21st, Saturday from 11 to 5. Well, it's a call-in event, right? So if you're not able to make it, you just give them a call. We have it on 1/24/23 Tuesday from 4 to 6 at Skyland Library, and January the 26th at Ingalls on Leicester Highway. So their telephone number, if you can't make it in person, please connect directly to them at 828-767-5398 or 828-712-3748. So I do know Keith, who is the director of our tax department.
Appraisal.
Thank you for correcting me.
Appraisal.
Property appraisal, because you know I'm bad at saying taxes. We want to change that lingo, right?
Yes.
Thank you for correcting me. And he is very, he wants to make sure that his department meets the needs of our folks in the community. So if you have any issues, questions, comments, he is very open to hear it, as well as his staff.
Yes.
So they are willing to make payment arrangements, had that conversation about your property reappraisals. And the one thing that's beautiful about Keith is, like he said, I want to go out to the community. So where can we have these clinics, right?
Yeah. So we have new dates coming up that they're planning right now to go into those communities. And so we're talking about those legacy communities as well. Your Shiloh area, your East End area. So we're looking at those places. And if you have a place that you're thinking about going or want us to come, get in contact with us. Let us know. You know the thing is, we can't read your minds, and the best way to tell us anything is get in contact with us. We're out there in the community.
Yes.
Just reach out, and we will reach back. So always know that.
And I heard you say legacy community. Can you let the listeners know what exactly are our legacy neighborhoods?
Our legacy neighborhoods is
that is Rasheeda's baby.
Yes. Well, it's not my baby. It's all of our babies.
Yes.
But I would be remiss if I didn't give a shout out to Rebecca Brothers, because this was a lot of her work, especially dealing with the Isaac Coleman Initiative and how the county has been working on the Isaac Coleman Economic Community Investment Grant since 2017.
Wow.
Our commissioners have always had an investment, $500,000 to put money back into those neighborhoods, and the legacy neighborhoods of the Ashford Buncombe Community Land Trust, Burton Street Community Association, East End Valley Street Neighborhood Association, Padera Emma Community Ownership, Shiloh Community Association, and we have just added Southside Rising Neighborhood, and we're very excited about that. And it just evolved to so much. And not only do we have legacy neighborhoods, we have our Village Round Table.
Yes.
And that is definitely a collaboration with the city of Asheville. Brenda Mills is the Chief Equity and Inclusion Director. And it's just a way to help folks get to connected, and we can connect with people about the information and initiatives of the city and the county and how well we work together. So I'm excited. We'll continue to have these meetings. Check our website. Call us if you want to be a part of those meetings. We welcome anyone. It's really great to be informed by your local government. That's what we want. And we're just excited to continue to make pathways through this beautiful community. So. And
we just also like to bring to our attention is that the Buncombe County, along with the city of Asheville, is working on a reparation initiative. And so right now the commission has been set, but we want community involvement and input and stay informed about these opportunities that we have. Most of those meetings are made on the third Monday at the Harris Cherokee Center, but we just want to continue to put that out on the airways that the reparation initiative is still going on, and that we want community to stay informed, involved, and at those meetings they do offer opportunities for public comment. So we really want to hear from the community and really try to make this initiative very successful here. So we strongly encourage people to participate in a general meeting and also the impact focus area meetings that's happening in the various community centers around the area. Criminal justice is meeting at the Montfort Community Center on the second and third Wednesdays. Economic development meets on the first Thursday in the Burton Street Community Center. Education on the second and fourth Tuesdays. Most of these meetings are at 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. and that educational impact focus area meets at the YWCA, located on South French Broad Avenue. Health and Wellness meets every other Tuesday at the Stevens Lee Recreational Center. And Housing also meets on the second Tuesday at the Stevens Lee Recreational Center. So that's a very important initiative, especially for the Black community and descendants of Black residents here in Asheville and Buncombe County. And so we really want people to really know that that initiative is still ongoing and want community to stay involved. So please keep your ear out, be involved, and stay informed on what's happening with the reparations.
Well done, well done.
All right, you know what? We've had so much fun. We had so much to cover. We have actually run out of time. So if you would just leave us,
Too bad.
I know, just leave us with a blip of what you all want for everyone out here in our community and what we have to look forward to.
Continue to connect with Buncombe County government. Yes.
Be heard.
Be heard.
Stay involved. Stay involved and speak up. A lot of initiatives that came out is due to those who have spoken up and spoke to government, and government is responsive to it.
So as we wrap up today and we look back at 2022, and we have survived another year, and many of us have made resolutions. We want to resolve things in our life. Well, how about we get together and resolve things in our community? Getting in contact with your local government, being active, being involved. We have Facebook, we have Instagram, we have all of these ways to get in contact with us. Stay connected. We are one Buncombe. We invite you in. We are a family. We are one tree. We are one voice. We are one community.
We are one. Thank you.
We are one.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Thank you for listening to Tapped In, Buncombe County's half hour to empower, here on WRES 100.7 FM in Nashville. Learn more about today's topics at buncombecounty.org. Otherwise, stay tuned for more great episodes coming up.